Colorado Springs is a well-known weekender destination in the great state of Colorado. Locals know the city as the Springs. They also know there's more to see in this city than the breathtaking mountain landscape. Colorado Springs is full of weird and wacky facts and activities that are off the beaten path for most quick trip travelers. Join us as we uncover some of our favorite oddities associated with Colorado Springs. Number 12, the Cotton Club. Fannie Mae Duncan contributed to racial equality in Colorado and worked to bring equality to the world of jazz. She moved to Colorado Springs with her family in 1933, where she began contributing to her community. She opened a soda fountain for black soldiers, but wanted to do more. So in 1948, at 30 years old, she opened up Colorado Springs' first integrated jazz club, the Cotton Club. It was located close to Antlers Hotel with blatant signs claiming everyone welcome. She may not have set out to make waves in the jazz community, but her contributions are well remembered by Colorado Springs residents and history buffs. Number 11, the North Pole set up shop here. At the base of Pikes Peak lies the North Pole. This bustling location is complete with Santa's workshop and a Christmas-themed amusement park founded all the way back in 1956. The park offers panoramic views of the city and more than 24 rides. The rides run the gamut between family-friendly and child-friendly and rides that are safe for newborns, so no one will have to miss out on the action. And children are always eager to meet the jolly big man himself. Children can send letters from the North Pole and grab tasty treats from the Carousel Cafe. Number 10. Colorado Springs was believed to have healing powers. Colorado Springs gained fame in the 1800s as a therapeutic destination for those seeking relief from tuberculosis. Dubbed the resort of last resorts, it was believed that the healing properties of its natural mineral waters, mountain air, and dry climate could potentially cure tuberculosis. Although this proved to be untrue, still an idyllic escape, even legendary outlaw Doc Holliday sought healing here. Number 9, the Antlers Hotel's many faces. A symbol of Colorado Springs' rich history, the Antlers Hotel has withstood fire and endured for over a century. Founded in 1883 by General Palmer as a part of his vision to make the city one of the Western America's grandest destinations, it boasted luxurious amenities such as Turkish baths and music rooms amongst its 75 luxurious guest bedrooms. Until an unfortunate 1898 freight depot fire saw this first iteration destroyed. Despite the tragedy, Palmer rebuilt the hotel, this time with Italy's Renaissance serving up architectural inspiration. Now, there were more than 200 rooms and fireproof walls. This time, it was the call for modernization that caused its demolition. Today's version, the third iteration of the Antlers Hotel, has the same incredible views, but perhaps less of the grandeur that the last two versions of Palmer's building held. Number 8, the Springs loves girl-powered cinema. Colorado Springs might not top the list of film festival locations when competing against Toronto, Cannes, and Sundance, but they've held the Rocky Mountain Women's Film Festival for over 30 years and live their mission of honoring films and filmmakers that present the world as women experience it. The main film festival lasts several days, screening 2 or 3 films daily and plenty of panels and discussions from the teams who brought the films to life. The group also hosts other annual special events like outdoor film screenings and retreats. Number 7, Dragon Mans. Colorado Springs is home to Mel Bernstein, a Vietnam vet commonly known as the Dragon Man. He is the most heavily armed man in the United States. His sprawling compound houses one of the world's most complete military museums alongside his shooting range and motorbike track. But that's not all. Adventurers can also explore the nearby paintball course. Together, they make up an impressive arsenal for those brave enough to take it on. Number 6, it's where athletes are forged. The U.S. Olympic Committee chose Colorado Springs as the site for their training center in 1978. Since then, it has become a beacon of hope to aspiring Olympians from all corners of the world who come here seeking glory on sport's biggest stage. The unique characteristics that sets this destination apart is its high elevation, an ideal environment that can significantly enhance athletes' training efforts. For visitors looking to get some insight into what goes behind the scenes at such an elite facility, there are guided tours available where you just may even have the chance to meet some renowned Olympic hopefuls. Number 5. Some famous people have called the Springs home. Fashion designer Ralph Lauren owns land nearby, more than 15,000 acres on which his gorgeous home sits. He only lives there in July each year, but Colorado Springs is always eager to welcome back this transient resident. Ruth Etting, a famous singer and actress from the 1920s, once called this area home and owned an 8-acre farm just outside the city. They also had a local business, a restaurant. She and her husband are included at the Shrine of Remembrance Museum here in Colorado Springs. Number 4, Nikola Tesla set up shop here. The secret lab known as the Lost Laboratory was where Tesla would conduct top secret experimental studies and research. His primary goal was to transmit radio waves from Pikes Peak all the way to Paris. Even the El Paso Power Company and investor John Jacob Astor financially backed these experiments. Even with the local press pestering him for details, Tesla remained tight-lipped, and even his research team was in the dark about the full extent of the happenings at this lost laboratory. The lab was dismantled in the early 1900s, and the contents were auctioned off. His exact findings from this vantage point are still shrouded in mystery, but it is a fun claim to fame for Colorado Springs residents. Number 3, a famous tagline was born here. The phrase, "America the Beautiful," is famously associated with the patriotic song of the same name. Originally written as a poem by Catherine Lee Bates in 1893, the lyrics were inspired by Bates' travels throughout the United States, which motivated her to write a poem celebrating America's natural beauty and diversity. A trip to the summit of the 14,115-foot Pikes Peak inspired the land. All the wonder of America seemed displayed there with the sea-like expanse. The original poem had 4 verses, but only 2 were published as part of the popular song. In 1910, composer Samuel Augustus Ward added music to accompany Bates' words, and "America the Beautiful" soon became an iconic anthem sung around the country. It has been since adopted in elementary schools as part of their curriculum and performed at various national events and ceremonies, reminding all Americans of their majestic nation. Number 2. A ghost from the gold rush is still hanging around. If you're a believer in the unexplained, you might be interested in Evergreen Cemetery, one of the most legendary haunted spots in the city. This resting place was established 10 years before the city itself, and people have been buried in Evergreen ever since the 1860s. But it's a small chapel built in 1910 that gets all the attention. A TV show called My Ghost Story showcases a mysterious crypt door that opens and closes of its own accord, and no one has been able to explain it. In addition to this creepy door, visitors have reported feeling an otherworldly presence in the cemetery, as well as a headless woman dressed in black who roams the headstones. Number 1, locals love the path less traveled. There are several well-known hiking spot options in the Springs. From Garden of the Gods Park to the butt-busting Manitou Incline, these trails see a lot of traffic each day, particularly on the weekends. So to beat the crowds, locals tend to congregate in the non-touristy areas like the lesser-known Section 16 of the Black Forest to the north. If you're generally looking for peace and quiet when heading into nature, ask a local for the other places you should check out. That does it for today's deep dive into Colorado Springs. Are you ready to go ghost hunting or catch a female-driven film during the summer? What activity or factoid stuck out to you the most? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you're a resident or a frequent flyer to the Springs and we missed something special, be sure to sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, guys. Hey guys, if you liked this video, maybe check out this one or this one.